All right. Hi, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well and off to a great start today. I can't wait for you to join this conversation. Because it's the middle of 2021, and guess what is coming up? I got all these notes here, so I'm just going to read it verbatim. So, y'all, I don't want to miss nothing because it's time for a recharge. What better way than to hear from some of the world's most influential people on a stage set just for you? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a possible 6 of the featured speakers on the Power Up Summit. And you are not going to want to miss this because they are among the elite. Lisa Nichols, international motivational speaker, Kim Coles, Tamika Scott, Chrisette Michelle, and the list goes on. But I have 5 people here today that you got to know these ladies because they have a lot going on and they are ready to power you up mid-year. This is the boost that you need. The tickets are no charge. So you need to go check out the summit. Everything's going to be in this link in the comments. So, hey, go check it out. But today I want you to hear from some of the speakers. The first one up to bat, Jaquila. And let me tell you about her before I even bring her up. She is a mom of 3 boys under the age of 10, a successful mamapreneur who helps other mamapreneurs maximize their time and potential, leading to a productive, fulfilling, healthy, and empowered life. She's an author of Before the Sun Rises and the host of the Productive Mamapreneur show on most podcast platforms. So help me welcome her to Light the Path podcast. Hello.
Let me get unmuted. Hello. Thank you so much for having me.
How are you?
Hello, everyone. I'm Jaquila Lynn. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Yes, Jaquila, thank you so much for being here. I can't wait to get in this conversation, but I got to bring up the other powerhouses too.
Yes.
Hey. Okay, so next up, we're missing one. Okay, next up, we got Cher, the Executive Vice President, Neurobehavior, OSBI, Synergy Solutions Collaborative from Mobile, Alabama. She is a neurobehavior coach and business solutions consultant. Now, y'all know y'all need all of this. Welcome, Cher. Hey.
Hey, hi, thank you for having us on today. We're really excited about being here.
Yes, I can't wait to jump in this conversation and hear all the great things that you have going on. But we got more. We got more people to come. We got to add more. So, hey, y'all sit tight, put yourself on mute. And then the next up, Dana. She's an empowerment coach, currently thriving in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. She might be my cousin. I'm from Louisiana. She has been speaking from stages, encouraging and educating people since 1994. Her career evolved to health coach in 2015, just a couple years after she was able to manage a chronic autoimmune disease into remission. See, y'all gonna want to hear what she's talking about today because she transitioned from that to a health coach, from a health coach to an empowerment coach in 2018 when she realized that mindset was a pivotal part of her success. So, welcome her to the show.
Hey there. Sorry, I forgot to unmute myself.
No problem. Yeah, everybody take your time because we're going to jump into this conversation, unmute, mute, unmute, but we're going to keep it going. And we already got comments. We got 1, 2, 3 on the line. We got comments. Hey y'all for checking in. Hey. They cheering for y'all. They saying go. Hey.
I'm so excited.
JR said, I need to hear about that. I know that's right. Me too. But we got to add some more people to this line because this is the Power Up Summit. This is not any other summit. This is the Power Up Summit. And these are some of the featured speakers. So we got to get all the goodness. So the last but not least, and we might have one more come on the line, but right now, the last one that we're going to have is O'Shea. Now, O'Shea is the creator of the Exceptional Leader University and Elevate Her. Her mission is to coach and mentor 100,000 women in the STEM field to reduce the number of women leaving the profession and increase the number of women in the C-suite position. Like, y'all want to be in the C-suite position? We need to level up. We need to power up. And today we're going to do that. O'Shea is going to help us because she is a program manager at Johns Hopkins University Applied Physics Lab. Now, during her 20-year career in engineering, she has worked at Fortune 100 companies that allow her to support product development from concept to operations. I didn't say Fortune 500. I said Fortune 100. These are the Power Up Summit speakers. Y'all, this is O'Shea. Welcome her, please, to the stage. Hey.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Well, ladies, I can't wait for you all to jump into this. Hold on. We got one more person down here, and I cannot forget her because she has a lot going on too. And y'all definitely need to hear from her because she is the owner and the operator of Nick H Speaks LLC, which provides career counseling services and resume writing services. We all need that. Y'all need to freshen up your stuff. Y'all, trying to do your own thing. Y'all need her help. Help me welcome to the stage. Hello.
Good morning, everyone. This is Nicolette. How are y'all?
Hi, Nicolette. We are happy to have you here today. And I can't wait to jump in this conversation. And we're just going to go down the line. First of all, before we even start, while we have viewers here, I want y'all to go and let everybody know. We'll start just going as in order. We'll start at the top and then we'll go down to the bottom. Let everybody know where they can find you on social media where they can start following you right now.
So I'm Jaquela Lynn. I am Jaquela Lynn everywhere. JAQUALIALYNN. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, or go to my website and all of those links are there. And that's www.jaquelalynn.com.
I am at sharegraham.com, www.sharegraham.com. I, like Jaquela, is all over it. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Can't remember everything but you can find me at Cher Graham. I'm all over. And come find us.
I'm Nicolette Hemingway. You can find me on Facebook at Nike H Speaks LLC. Same thing on Instagram, Nike H Speaks LLC. And my website, which is posted with my name, NikeHspeaks.com. And that's where you can find me.
Hey, everybody. Uche Anye here, Maple. Definitely you can find me with my name, www.ucheanyemaple.com. And on all of my handles, IG, Twitter, Clubhouse, Facebook, same name, same thing, Uche Anye Maple, and I'm there.
I'm Adana Biggs, and you can find me on pretty much any social media, facebook.com/Adana, LinkedIn, Instagram, and my website is adana.com. It's ADAINA. And because of the unique spelling, I'm pretty easy to search and find on most platforms.
Unmute. I'm excited to have you all on today. Y'all have so much great things going on, and I just can't wait to dig in this conversation. But first of all, I want to ask, the first question I want to ask, because you ladies are multi-talented moms, entrepreneurs, I want to ask, what do you spend most of your time doing? Let's start with you, Jaquela. What do you spend most of your time doing?
Well, as you mentioned, I am a mom of 3 boys under 10. So the majority of my day is taking care of them, feeding them. But I also make sure that I am showing them an example. And I'm also married. I've been married for going on 12 years now. And so between spending time with my husband, our 3 kids, I'm actually showing them how to run their own businesses, giving them an opportunity to figure out what it is that they want. So we got entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs in our house as well. I'm teaching them the same thing I'm doing. You can be an author, you can make your own money. So we're all out here trying to live our best lives. And so my life, although I'm working my business, is also teaching my kids how to work theirs now.
Ooh, that's a good point. I remember my kids when they were growing up. I have two. They're 23 and 22, and they had a snow cone stand, but they had to do interviews to see who was going to be the manager, who was going to be the supply person, and who was going to, do all the things. They had to interview. They had to come, the right way. So I like that you're doing that young to get that entrepreneurial spirit there, because I don't think as I was growing up, it was more so get a job, go to college, and work and retire from that job. So that we're tapping into the entrepreneurial spirit is good that it's early. Because even when I told my mom, oh, I'm doing this, when I left big box retail, she was like, so what are you going to be doing? So Cher, tell me, what do you spend most of your time doing?
Answering crazy questions like the one you're just asking. Only because as long as I've been in business, and I'm a former educator, I commend both of you for working with your kids the way you do from a business perspective, because I taught my classroom in a business perspective. And I felt it was important because there were certain characteristics of business owners, and I was a business owner early on in college. So I've been in business for decades, but I know the lessons, pro and con, and I wanted to teach my kids. You had to be organized. You had to, there had to be a plan, and love what you do. But more importantly, creativity and imagination, which are key elements of an entrepreneur, are what I teach every day with people I talk to. Could be somebody in the grocery line. So a great deal of my time enjoying what I do. I'm a writer. I'm a speaker. I've been doing this for so many years. So my day is volunteer. Every day I try to make someone happy. I may volunteer. I co-chair a mental health coalition, and I just love life. So whatever you do, I breathe, smile, laugh, and I have an adventure.
That is very cool. Nicolette, what do you do in your spare time?
Well, my spare time being a Gigi to Michael, my grandson, and I also am in the ministry at church. So I do a lot of things with my church. So I'm pretty busy between being Michael's au pair, taking him back and forth to different activities or school, and working in church.
Yes, those are great things. O'Shea, what do you do with your spare time?
That's a great question, right? Because now that we're going back into the workplace, so some of us are physically going back, we may have been working this whole time. The spare time that we normally used to have is like changing a lot. So for me, my priority is my kids, my family, and work. And I think in my spare time now is I'm really mentoring and coaching. That's what I love to do. One of the biggest things I hear all the time when I get all the feedback on IG mostly is that there are a lot of women who are struggling to stay in their field. And I love giving advice. I love empowering them, inspiring them, and making sure that they're armed with the tools. So whenever they're coming up with adversities, they can hit it and keep moving forward. So that's some of the things I like to do in my spare time.
Thank you. Last but not least, Dana, how's everything? What are you doing with your spare time?
I think that the majority of my spare time is spent in self-care. I had a lot of issues with autoimmune, and sometimes those kind of things can try to creep back up, serious illnesses. So for me, managing my health is a big part of what I do. And it is important for me to do all the things that I need to do to take care of me. It sounds a little selfish, but my kids are 24, 23, and 22. They're all grown. And a lot of times we sacrifice a lot of ourselves, our time, our bodies in raising our kids and taking care of our families and things like that. And for me, I am managing to get the right foods, to consume the right things, to see my chiropractor, see my massage therapist. Those kind of things are very important to me. I'm a writer, I'm a coach, I do a lot of awesome things, but I think top priority is each individual taking care of themselves, because you can't feed anyone from an empty plate. So that's what I do.
Yes, I love that. I wish I would have known that when I was having these kids. Like, self-care is not selfish. I wish I would have known. And I try to, not that my son doesn't need it. He makes sure he get his self-care, but I really make sure that my daughter does self-care, because it's very important. I learned it later in life because I was going around thinking like, I'm super mom, I'm perfect. I had that whole perfectionism. I'm probably going to be a lifelong recovery person in perfectionism, but it's really a thing, because we get so engrossed as women. Not that men don't, but we get so engrossed as women, from a woman's perspective, that we don't take care of ourselves. So I'm glad that you brought that point up. So I wanted to sort of transition a little bit. I want to talk about y'all's passions, because all of you are unique and y'all do so many different things. Let's start with you, O'Shea, and we'll go back around, and then Adana, you'll be last, but then you'll be first next time. I just want to talk with you to talk a little bit about your passion and about what you do in your business.
Yeah, so my passion is all about making sure that we are successful in whatever we do. And when we talk a lot, everyone was talking about being an entrepreneur. But one of the things that I've learned is that no matter what we do as an entrepreneur, or even if you're, as I'm going into work every day, is that success is great on the job, but the real success is when we work on us. And that's the personal development part of it. And my biggest passion is to make sure that when we step into any room, we know who we are, because we were all built uniquely, and making sure that we don't become universal, right? And assimilate to the environment around us. So I'm just passionate about that, that women are able to step in their truth, be their authentic self, and show up no matter what they are, and not shrink, but to be and break out loud. And that's what I'm absolutely passionate about.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Love that. Love that. Nicolette, I would like to also ask you the same thing about your passion, because you also have your own LLC. So tell us about your passion.
I've had a polished and professional look to make sure they answer the common interview questions correctly. And can you hear me? Can you? Oh.
You're going in and out a little bit.
Okay. Something's going on with my connection. I went from computer to phone, and I'm still having problems. Is this better? Okay. I'm passionate about helping people show their best selves during an interview, whether it's having a polished and professional appearance, or if you are, having problems answering common interview questions. I help you with those. I help you for picking out that power suit to make an impact during the interview. And so I'm really passionate about people being competent and confident during their interview, and being able to answer questions without stumbling, to be able to, look the part, research the information on their organization and on the job that they're interviewing for. So I'm just passionate about people showing their best self to others and nailing that job.
I love that. I feel like I need to do that, because I was telling my daughter here recently, I said, I need to go do an interview for practice, because I haven't did it in years. Like, I haven't asked anybody for a job. People usually come to me like, hey, do you want? I'm like, yeah. So I like that, and it's very it's a necessity even with the millennials that are coming up, that it is essential to get those skills together. So Sharon, let me ask you also the same question. We're just going around. Talk a little bit about your passion.
A couple of passions. One of my passions started when I had first one part of my company 20 years ago, and I have a passion for professional sports. I've been very fortunate to work with some high-end influencers and high-end and athletes over the years, and I am still a strong Go 49er fan. That is my passion 11 months of the year. You caught me in a downtime right now because season starts in a month. But the other passion I have, and I started young with this, is helping others to solve problems. Problem solver. I love to hear what their need is, and if they have a problem with their company, person, or their family, and find ways to resolve the issue. It may be short, long term, but the title called "I'm a Corporate Firefighter." What that means is people who have issues that aren't resolved will call me because I hired a consultant prior to talking to me. That consultant wasn't able to help them, or their company crisis, or the CEO or the parent can't find their keys, whatever. It is simple as that. And my job is to help them calmly create calm listening, and then helping them with some fun and find a solution, even if it's going to their house and helping them find their car keys. So there are moments of problem solving, but I love to solve problems, and I like to solve the problems that are more chaotic and in crisis.
Well, okay. Yeah, okay. Are you back? Okay. I love that because I probably need you because there are times I'm looking for my glasses. Where my glasses? Where my glasses?
They're on. Yeah.
They're right
and I
here.
love
So
it.
share.
And
We
I love
need
doing
you.
it because people, and a lot of because people don't like to solve problems, and I think that's why I take a trauma-informed care approach to solving problems and finding out what that trigger causes that, so you deal with it and be accountable, and hopefully better sense of peace in their heart so they can go on to help someone else.
That's awesome. I'm grateful for that service. Thank you for sharing that. Jaquela, okay, you didn't put on a banner. What's this say? Let me zoom in on this. What's
Well,
going on?
you wanted to
About?
know what my passion was. And so I put this on because I
Yes.
am Mrs. Tampa, Florida, 2021. And one of my greatest passions is empowering women to be the most amazing version of themselves.
You
So
need to go
I'm
get
running
your
for
crown. Go where the crown at? Because you need to have the whole thing on right.
I gotta win the crown in September, so y'all make sure to be on the watch for me. But I am representing Mrs. Tampa, Florida right now, and I'm running to get the title of Mrs. Corporate America 2021. And with that, I get to empower women and moms to be the best version of themselves, to literally glow up and show out and do the things that we were created to do. I love to tell people on my podcast that we create more than just babies. And if we have the ability to teach each other that we are powerful, and that I heard someone say that we're often superwoman. I talk about that in my book. We don't have to be superwoman. The power is already on the inside of us. And so my passion is teaching moms how to be balanced, how to be productive, how to take care of your body. And so I teach fitness classes. I have productivity courses that I work with people on. That's my passion. I want to see you live life productively and empowered and actually enjoy that life. So like, I don't want you to be at the end of your life like, this was boring, but my bills are paid, or, like, I want you to enjoy every aspect of your life. And So that's why I put this on, because yes, I represent Mrs. Tampa, Florida. I'm running for Mrs. Corporate America. And with this, I get to empower women. And so when I heard someone talking about the interview skills, we are supporting Dress for Success, you know, to help people get the interview skills and the right clothing together. And so while y'all talking, I'm smiling because this is all amazing. And it's just a great opportunity. But yes, that's where my passion lies, empowering women to let the power on the inside of them to truly come out.
Had I known you were gonna do that on my fire.
I didn't hear you.
You guys are funny.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's amazing. Y'all are great, and that's why y'all are here. We do have the some comments here. Yes, lovely ladies. I need to hear that. We got the power up. Y'all need to register, because if y'all want to hear more from these ladies, you gotta definitely tune into that. People are saying hi. I do self-care to keep me sane. Okay, that's all of us. Okay, Kim Williams, Jaquela Lynn, I see that one of my dear friends from elementary school is going to be participating in the summit. Her name is Marie S. Boatwright. Try to link up with her. Awesome woman of God. Okay, hey, we all in this thing together. Okay, yes. Congrats. You will get that crown. Okay, Cher, you were breaking up a little bit with your comments a little bit. They were breaking up. Okay, so yes, that is good. Before we go into the second part, I do have a slight little pause that we're going to do, and then we'll come back and finish up with the ladies. Y'all hold on tight.
Wow, my big sister, international Amazon bestseller worldwide. I mean, how do you feel right now having a bestseller on the charts?
Ooh, oh my goodness. I'm excited. I'm actually very speechless. Like, I have a lot of words usually, but I am speechless. I'm thankful, and I just appreciate everyone for helping us become Amazon bestsellers.
It's really such an amazing book. I mean, all you women and ladies, y'all really put together a classic. After you do something like this, what is next for Queen Cole?
Ooh, I don't know. First of all, I'm going to try to soak it in. I want to just soak it in and just enjoy it. But what I was thinking was, there are people who are like myself. Like, I love flipping the pages. I love highlighting. I love all that. But as I get more busy and I'm on the go, I like audio.
I'm a big audio fan. Huge audio fan.
Are you? Okay. So what I would like to do, with your help,
Okay.
is to make Ring of Fire an audio chapter.
Okay. I like that idea.
You like
I like that a lot. Yeah.
Will you help me?
I got you. We can do it like an interview type, because it was definitely really heavy, but I would love to unpack it with you. I mean, wow, I'll be honored.
All right, so y'all heard it here first. Ring of Fire, your contributor author. Matter of fact, your Amazon international best-selling author, Queen Cole, my chapter will be audio. So you can click the link in the bio. Melvin 9K is going to help me put it together. But hey, people want it. That's what we're going to get. All right, so that's that. But before we move on to part 2, I have to go back because I charged it to my head, not my heart. Adana, I need to know about your passion, girl. You have so many great things going on, and especially about how you, with the whole autoimmune, how you got it into remission. So yes, please tell us your passion.
I really love helping other people move to the next level version of themselves. There's a lot of things that get in the way of that. And I found as a health coach that it was great to be able to give people pointers on how to have chronic disease managed and, potentially go into remission. But also I found if their mindset and their belief about themselves was not congruent with that, it wasn't going to work. So, if I have a girl who's going to Starbucks 3 times a day, but she doesn't love herself and believe in herself, it's harder for her to cut out the Starbucks. So for me, I like to encourage people to stop believing the lies that they believe about themselves being less worthy or less than capable, and convince them of the truth of who they are and what they're capable of, so that they can really get to that next level version. That all that nuts and bolts about how is like 10% of what you need in order to succeed. The rest of it is right here and right here. And you just unleash that, and that other 10% is easy.
Yes, thank you for that. And I mean, mindset is such a powerful thing. I mean, we can do so much with our minds, and it's just like that's a very key thing that we all need to tap into. So thank you for that. Thank you for sharing your passion with us. So the second part I want to talk about, because we talk about our wins a lot, of course, on social media. We put all our highlights out there, and then I'm a weirdo. Sometimes I put on some of my bloopers because this is video. Sometimes it's carefully curated. I'm like doing it 600,001 times. But then I put on my bloopers on there where I'm like, bloop, 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 bloop. I'm messing up people's name. I can't spell. I'm like, or I'll post a flyer and I say, you know what? Whoever finds the error on this flyer, go ahead and go send your cash app so I can send you because I'm human. So what I want to ask you ladies is, and I guess Nicolette, I'm going to start with you. This time around, I want to know a career mistake that you turned into a lesson. A career mistake that you turned into a lesson.
Career mistake I made was going off on someone in a meeting. And the lesson I learned from that was if you have a problem with a colleague, talk to them privately. Go to their office or invite them out to lunch and talk to them about the problem. Don't be unprofessional and say it all loud in a meeting, because you want to continue that rapport, not only with your colleague, but with your team as well. So that was one mistake I turned into a win, where, we went out to lunch, I apologized, and, I went on to explain, what my issue was, what my concern was. And we were able to resolve it. It was really a simple miscommunication. So that's, a woe that I turned into a win.
Okay. Now, see, I got to go over here to O'Shea because you with this STEM, you with the Fortune 100. I'm sure there has been some kind of lessons over there. And that
You're on mute.
I had to look that up. I'm like, the C-suite, I guess I want to be there. So yes, tell us a career mistake that you turned into a lesson, because I think that's imperative for us to say some of those things, because again, we're human. We're not superwomen. We pretend to be, or we can on our best days, but not every day is a good day. So tell us over there in the STEM area, has there been any mistakes?
Yeah, so first and foremost, I've been working for like over 22 years in the science, technology, engineering, mathematics fields, for those who don't know what STEM is. And yes, right, a lot of mistakes. The biggest lesson, one of the biggest lessons, right, is to fail early, fail forward, and fail soon, right? But I think a lessons learned for me was that as I began to achieve career success earlier in my career, the lesson I learned was that I always made the assumption that I was not good enough for the role. And when I came into the position, I had a tendency to not allow my voice to be heard, right? So how many of us can relate to that, right? So when we get an opportunity, we may not feel worthy enough, right? So the biggest lessons I learned was a friend of mine pulled me to the side and she said, never be embarrassed of your accomplishments. Never assume that you're not worthy. And that was a life lesson that happened 10 years ago that I have taken in my career. And what I do find out is that when we do progress in anything, whatever it is, right, we do have a tendency to feel that we don't deserve it. We haven't earned it. And when you're in a male-dominated environment, that's even more. So what I took away from that was that whenever I gained any type of opportunities, and then when I knocked it out the park, I celebrated me and I celebrated the team, and I didn't allow my own self to be a detriment to my greatness as I continue to moving forward.
We all need to hear that. We have one comment here. It says that is so true, especially for women
Yeah.
and women of color, even more so.
Yeah.
Thank you for that comment. And then Adana, I'm sorry. JR, he wants to know, he said, I'm very interested in Adana's health information. Can you tell him a little bit about that? I mean, because I want to, of course, we got questions and answers and all that, but I also want those that are viewing to be able to get something that they're looking for. So, yeah, if you want to shed a little more light on that about what you do with that, that would be great.
Well, it started in 2012. I was very, very sick, not able to get a diagnosis. I'd been to 6 different doctors, been diagnosed with a dozen different things, and no one was connecting the dots, and couldn't get any information on what was wrong with me. I ended up going to a chiropractor because I was in a lot of pain, and chiropractor advised me to Google my symptoms, which is something every doctor tells you not to do. And he specifically said, I want you to Google these specific things because you told me you have this, and these are really unique things. Googled that. All signs pointed to a specific diagnosis that I was able to order my own blood work for, get in 24 hours, I had lab results back in my email. And then I just started doing some research on what type of things I could do, because when I took the diagnosis back to my doctor, the doctor just wanted to give me a pill that addressed one symptom of the overall disease, which did not address the root cause or any of the other symptoms. And so I did some research, found some support, started implementing all the things that my doctor recommended, plus all the things that he did not. But he was willing to supervise me through it because he said, you're unique in that you're willing to do these things. Most people are not willing to change their lifestyle, change their diet, manage their stress, all these kind of things. In addition, they just want to take a medicine. And I said, well, I want to live to see my grandkids. I want to have a vital, healthy life. I have a lot of things I want to do. So I did make major changes to what I put in my body, what I put on my body, what I do with my time. I do prioritize the exercise that I need. I go outside and stand barefoot in the grass. I do all these things that some people think is a little crazy. But I did get my autoimmune condition to where it was undetectable in my blood, completely in remission, just from implementing those things. It's a lot of things, but it's not things that would surprise anyone. So and it depends on the disease. All diseases have some type of protocol that someone has done a lot of research on. Where you can implement things that will help you dietarily, lifestyle, toxins, all these kind of things. And it seems a little much at first, but once you get used to it, it's a lifestyle, and it's just how you live your life. And you get to be free from disease, have the energy you want to be vital and available to your family and yourself. And for me personally, I want to have a positive impact on tens of thousands of people. Can't do that from my couch.
Yes. Well, thank you for sharing that. Chrissy said that is amazing. And JR said, thanks for sharing. I would love to have a quick conversation with you. Well, JR, I'm going to be her agent today, and I'm going to let you know that her podcast fee is go ahead and direct message me, JR. And then we'll get all the booking information, since I'm making this transaction happen. But thank you so much for sharing that, because that is very vital, especially with COVID-19, especially what happened, throwing us into a pandemic. I think it's imperative for us to he said ha ha ha, okay. But yeah, those are great things. And we're going to go to Cher. If you can tell us a career mistake that has been the biggest lesson. And then Adana, I'll come back to you.
Wow, I made many career mistakes. Young entrepreneur at the age of 17, have a mentor But over the first 20 years, I realized I was an AIO. I was an I could do it all. I had to do it all. Because there was no one unless I had the money to hire someone. I had to learn all of this I needed. But it started with mindset. My father was an entrepreneur, even though he had a full-time job and he was a teacher, but he still had a small he ran as an engineering today. But I think I got that from him when I realized that my clients were male, they were C-level company owners. And you're talking in the 60s, the 70s, and 80s, when female consultants were very few. What I learned was I didn't like to work with women because women were my worst nightmare, worst clients. They were more negative about themselves, about what to do and how to do it. And so for months with women, it took me many years to figure out how to make that transition, because 99% of my clients were male-owned companies, and many times I was the only female. I had a service they needed, and because I was a corporate firefighter, yes, I had a red hat and I had Nike tennis shoes on and I wore a Donald Duck swivel hat. They needed to know that I would do business, but I helped them solve their problems. What I learned from that was the next 25 years, which is where I am, because we'll have our 50th September, women are my best tribe. They are my best supporters to date. And it was when I let down my guard and became authentic. And I said, not a perfectionist. The early days, I was a perfectionist. I would not do anything. Words had to look great, every spelling, but that's only because I'm a journalist. So I have to make sure that my T's are crossed and my I's are dotted. But I found out that, women aren't really too bad. And today, 80% of my clients are women, or women-owned companies, or they are in corporate America or home, who services that I offer. Because one of the things that happened during my success is when I moved to Alabama, I took 6 months off and left I moved my clients out because I had to change my life. I found out I wasn't authentic. So for me, these past 20 years of being authentic have been the most productive, the most amazing. It's been the most amazing. But when I found out who I was, I'm learning every day more about who I am. So part of what I do now is share my path journey with, because once you're your authentic, your health gets, you feel better. Life is so amazing, and is my tribe. 8 of my 9 tribe members are women, and I'm so grateful that I learned that lesson. It took me 25 years, but I did learn, and I'm very grateful to that point.
So now my grandpa is having a whole fit over here. But we're going to continue on. Hold on a second. So Cadence, he has to make appearance every now and then, because everybody loves puppies, right? Puppies make everything better until you're trying to do a lot and they having a barking fit. But Jaquela, let's move to you. Let's hear about a career mistake that has given you the biggest lesson.
So a career mistake that I had, I previously was a licensed nursing home administrator, and I worked in a field that was predominantly run by males, and they were either older, way older than I am, or it was a man. So I came in there young, innovative, and excited, and I wanted to make these changes in the nursing homes. And the mistake that I made was not being authentically me, standing my ground and knowing what my worth was. And I struggled with that. And so when they told me to do something, instead of me standing up for myself, like, no, I'm the administrator, this is my building, this is what we're going to do, I would do what they told me to do. And I saw that we were starting to, our residents were going down, my staff was frustrated with things. And it was at that point, and from that point forward, that I remembered how good I am at what I do. And I remembered my worth, and I stopped focusing on what other people said and start doing what I had on the inside of me. I'm like, I hear from God. So why am I listening to what they say? I need to do what I hear the Lord saying on the inside of me. And I started to implement those things, and my nursing home residents, it went up. My staff was happy. My turnover was low. Everything began to be good. And I took that same mindset into being a mompreneur, an entrepreneur, and I was able to do amazing things. So I stopped focusing on what other people told me I could and couldn't do, what they thought my worth was. And I knew what my worth was, and when someone told me you're not worth such and such, and I said, well, then you don't get my time. And then they realized I was serious about what I was talking about, and then they paid me for what I was worth. And so I love that. And now I'm teaching other people, I'm paying it forward, teaching other people how to walk in their worth.
And that's awesome. I mean, because, I wish I would have known y'all when I was like 17, 18, coming out of the camp. You know how you just come out, you fresh, enthusiasm, and then you get you get your bubble popped a couple times, like, nope. And then, so I wish I would have known y'all a long time ago. But I'm glad to hear everything. And then, we got a comment. It is important to know your worth and make other people to value that as well. And that is so true, because, that's a huge lesson for all of us. And I think it's a constant reminder that we need that, because sometimes you get going and you forget, something happens that reminds you, like, hey, pay attention. Walk in your worth. Yes. Okay. That's the group, everybody. Go ahead and jump into that group and see what is going on. Yes. So ladies, we're going to start wrapping it up, but this is, while y'all are here, the Power Up Summit is coming up. And I want to know, what do you want the audience to say about you after your presentation? So tell us a little bit about your presentation, and we'll just go down as we see each other, because I done switched all up now. We'll go down as we see each other, but tell everybody about your presentation and what you want the audience to say afterwards about your presentation.
Am I starting? Well, I think what I want people to feel after my presentation is to feel seen, to feel heard, and to feel loved. For me, to connect with people in that way and to really just kind of peek into their soul for a minute and say, I see you, and you're not lazy, you're not worthless, you're not any of those things that you've believed in the past about yourself. You don't lack motivation, you don't lack ambition, you're not weak, and you never have been. You are this whole wonderful, capable person who the only thing holding you back is right here, and maybe some here. But I just want those people to feel freed from the oppression of their own beliefs, whether that's about money or health or self or whatever.
Yes, that's awesome. I can't wait to hear that. Cher, you're up next. What do you want everyone to know about your presentation?
I think I feel very similar to Elena, because I want people to know that.
Cher, you're a little low. Can you turn your volume up a little bit? You're a little low.
I am. It's up. Hang on. Go on to someone. I will come back.
Okay, I'm going to move right on to Nicolette. We'll go to you until Cher can get a little bit situated. Okay.
Yes, my Power Up speech is the 5 secrets to nail that job. And then I'm also doing a workshop, the ABCs of interviewing. So I want people to make sure that they feel competent and confident during an interview, that they're dressing for success, that they're minding their manners, they have the right mindset to go in and win and nail that job, and that they show their best self to others by highlighting their skills and experience. So I want people come out of my power up speech in my workshop like, wow, I want to work with her because I'm transitioning back into the workforce and I need to brush up on my interviewing skills or get my resume updated. So that's what I want people to, want to work with me so they can be successful and nail that dream job.
That's awesome. Can't wait to hear that as well. Uche, you are next.
Thank you. So, for at the Power Up Summit, make sure you guys register. It's going to be amazing. One of the biggest things I'll be talking about is the impact of being authentically you. What does that mean? How does that impact our lives, right? Because we want to make sure that, one, if we're not being authentic, we end up people pleasing. We end up saying yes when we need to say no. But more importantly, we end up pushing our true selves down where no one can actually be in awe. Yes, I'm going to say in awe of our brilliance. And I just think one of the biggest things that we want to make sure is that when we know who we are, and it's important as leaders, it's very important, especially for women who are in the STEM. One of the things that I'm not going to mispronounce it, Jaquan mentioned before was when she talked about the fact that when she was in an environment and she was leading an effort and she was the administrator and she was listening to what other people were telling her to do. One of the biggest things is that when you know yourself and when you know your worth, no one can change who you are. And when you are being challenged, you already have the tools you need to challenge back. So that is one of the biggest things that we'll be talking about, that I'll be speaking on, is talking about being authentically you so that you can stand in your own self, the original you, the truest form. And that when you stand into a room, everyone knows who you are and you're not going to shrink to anyone. And you got to come to the summit and you'll be able to get all of that information.
Yes. Make sure y'all register. Just put it up again. Yes, it's no charge. What do you have to lose? You have so much to gain by coming to hear even more in depth with these ladies. Jaquela, you are the last one up to bat.
Okay, thank you so much. So what I want people to leave with is two things. I want them to know the importance of renewing their mind so they can actually transform their life. And that means you got to really know how to prioritize yourself. You got to know how to make a plan and stick to it. And then you got to be able to take everything on the inside of you and share it. And I believe that as long as I teach people how to renew their mind and transform their life, that their health and all of that will be able to keep up with their purpose, and they can live that God-given perfect purpose until they're gone off this earth.
Yes, thank you. Cher, we're going to get back to you. Are you all right? Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm here now. Can you hear me?
You're still a bit low.
Okay, well, I'm right here, so you can
Okay,
see
we
me.
got you now. We can hear you loud and clear.
All right. I do have a loud voice sometimes. I don't use. Wow. What do I want people to say about me afterwards? I think we're really focusing on self. So at this Power Summit, it done with each of us, and I'm talking about areas of self. SEL. There are 4 areas that we focus on that really do help impact each of us. It gives us our worth because we are all worth. We all have a story to tell. It is what we say to ourselves. It is what we learn. It is being able to say, I need help. Whatever you do, whether you start a business, you are having relationship issues, or just problems with, knowing who you are as an person and what your gifts have been given to you by God, universe. How to use it with self. And so my goal is people will want to work with me because we are hitting the basics. Only in 30 minutes can you understand what is involved in self. But then we deep dive later on into self, and everyone is unique. And that's what I hope people come away with. And all of us at powerups.com, July 14th through the 18th, and it is free. Change your mindset. Change now.
Well, ladies, I have thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. Thank you for your time, your attention to this. And we're just going to go right one more time. If people missed it at the beginning, where they can find you on social media. And then I want you to also end with, what is one word that best sums up you and your vision? So do those two things, and then we're going to be out of here. But I appreciate you all, and we'll just go the gamut the same way. So Adana, you were last earlier, and now I switched it on up. Now you back at the front.
I think the word that resonates the most with me is freedom. And a lot of people use that word, but it's the word that comes up for me when I'm journaling or I'm working on things, because I feel I have a heart for helping people out of different levels of oppression. And I feel like there's a financial oppression, there's a physical oppression, there's, health, relationships, spiritual, all kind of different ways that you're just not living the whole, you that you can be in those areas. So I think for me, freedom is the buzzword. I would love to have a better word, but that's the word that just resonates with me. And I'm on Facebook, and you can go to my website. My website's being updated right now. I have no idea what's on there at the moment, but I'm on Facebook as Adana, Adaina.
Thank you so much. And we're getting some comments here also. Said these are all such wonderful themes. Looking forward to hearing from all or some more. Exactly. Me too. Thanks for all the information, ladies. So y'all are doing good. All right, Cher, back to you.
The word that I find most is persevere. Whatever I do in life, I keep going. And that's how I want people to know that no matter what happens to you, you've got to keep going. You have time or a day when things are good. Yes, it's okay to take time off. It's okay not to veer. But as long as you are falling forward, moving forward, even in yourself, and you decide that all you want to do is stay in bed, that is moving forward. But it's learning how to persevere. And I didn't make this word up for me. Given to me 25 years ago. How people see, no matter what happens to me in my life, I keep persevering. You can find me at sharegram.com. That's my website. And again, I think we're all in that rebranding and re-updated mode. But you can also find me on Facebook at facebook.com/sharegram, SHER. Spelled like ER. Yes, I sing, but I'm not the CHER, even though we're both tall. I am Cher, and would love to. I'm Cher Graham. Come see us.
All right, saying you ladies are amazing. Yes, y'all are. Nicolette, you are up next, ma'am.
The word I think of that comes to mind is confident. I want people to be confident in their appearance, confident in how to answer interview questions, confident in their skills and their experience, so they can show their best selves to others. And you can find me on Instagram at Nike H Speaks LLC or just Nike H77. I'm on Facebook at Nike H Speaks LLC, and my website is nikehspeaks.com. And LinkedIn is a little difficult to find me, but I go by Nicholas Hemingway on LinkedIn. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And O'Shea, we also have your information here. Okay, O'Shea, girl, you better put your stuff in there already. Tell us your one word that would sum up you and your vision. And then again, reiterate where they can find you in these comments, but where else?
Yes, so definitely I wanted to make sure that I put my website on there just because my name is so long. So my name.com, that's where you can find me. And on all social medias, again, on IG, Facebook, LinkedIn, and definitely Clubhouse. One of the biggest things, I think for me, the vision that I look forward to, and the vision that the only word that I'm going to leave you with today is being transformed. And I heard this quote many, many years ago, and it has impacted me ever since. It's changed who I am ever since. And every time that I'm in a place, I always remember this particular quote. So for everyone who's listening today, for everyone who's going to sign up for the Power Up Summit, the word is transform. And I leave you with, let today be the day you give up who you've been for who you can become. UcheMaple.com.
Okay, thank you, Uche. And Miss Tamba! Come on in here. Tell us your one word that sums up your vision and where everyone can find you, Jaquela.
This is such confirmation because the one word is transform. The word is transform. The word says that do not conform to the patterns of this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your minds. I want to make sure that in this Power Up Summit, that we're not imitating other people, but we are being authentically us. And so we have to transform and figure out who we are so we can be who we were created to be. You can find me at www.jaquelalynn.com or at Jaquela Lynn on any social media platform. Thank you so much.
Well, ladies, this has been an awesome conversation, and I appreciate each and every one of y'all. It has been amazing. Y'all are amazing. I can't wait to hear even more at the Power Up Summit. So thank you for coming on Light the Path today. Y'all have a good evening.
You too. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Queen. Thank you.
All right, everyone, that was the first round for today. We got 2 more rounds today, so come back, see me at 2 o'clock, and then 3 o'clock, we have more of the speakers from the Power Up Summit. Talk to y'all soon. Make sure you go like, subscribe, so you can stay in touch with what is going on.